Hello. I would like to talk about character connections, which is a feature that we've sort of talked about a lot in the Ongoing Worlds Elite Facebook group. But the problem with this feature is that everyone's sort of got their own ideas of what they want to do and how it should be. And I've got an idea, and I was speaking to Andy Locke as well, who's possibly going to be the one who's implementing this feature. And he's got an idea as well, which is a bit different to mine. Both good, and we've asked a few people, and there's a lot of good ideas going about, but we've got to figure out how this is actually going to work, because it could get a bit complicated. Certainly gets complicated if we start making it work one way, and then we go, oh no, we need to change it and make it work another way. So the idea behind it, the problem that we're trying to solve, is that if you've got a new person joining a game, that person might not be aware of all the character connections and how each character feels about another person, and that could be something that could get quite complicated. You know, you get two people who are friends, or maybe you get one person who thinks he's friends with someone else and someone hates the other person, and so it can be a real nightmare for somebody who's just joined and wants to write about, he wants to join in, and it would be easy if he or she was aware of the complicated relationships between characters. And so the idea that I had, and it's up on the screen right now, this is the original idea that I had, was that if you're on your character profile, there would be a second tab called Connections. I don't know why I'm gesturing to the screen, because you probably can't see the screen. So if I do it with the mouse. Okay, so if you've got a Character Connections tab, it lists all of the characters in the game, and you can create a connection between your character and another. So, for example, the only one that I've got filled in here is we're on the character of Jen Smith, completely fictional character, doesn't exist in anything. Don't worry about what game it is as well. This is just an example. So, connected to Jay Chrysler as friend. Okay, you can edit that connection, or you can create a connection with another character. So, Seymour up there. What would happen is you would see this option next. So how are Jen and Seymour connected? And you would choose from a drop down of several options. I've only got 3 here: friends, colleagues, and relatives. So that you could then create a list of how your character is connected to that person. The thing is, with that, maybe not that useful really, because knowing that 2 characters are friends, fine. Colleagues, are they friends as well as colleagues? How do they feel? What we really want to know is how one character feels about another. Really, that is what you want to know. And so I then added this second step. Keep the first one. I'm adding a second step on here, which is how does Jen feel about Seymour? And so we'd have a list of lots of feelings in there: likes, hates, loves, tolerates, admires, despises, distrusts, has mixed feelings about, so that you can add one of those feelings in there, and that would be it. But the thing is, there's a lot of different options that you could have, and also the character might admire and hate. Possibly, you're going to have lots of things in there. So, I don't know if that one's going to work. Certainly, this number 2 is probably more useful than number 1, but it's more complicated. Also, number 1, I don't know, we might do away completely with number 1, not have it, or maybe they should be merged. I'm not too sure right now. What I want to show you as an example is Facebook does this in a sort of roundabout way. They have connections between people so that you can see. So, for example, if I'm here on my Facebook profile, family and relationships, I could choose a person, just type their name in there, and I could choose the relationship that I have with that person. So that's similar to what we're trying to achieve. The thing is, look at the amount of options that you have: mother, father, daughter, son, sister, brother, auntie, uncle, niece, nephew, cousin female, cousin male, grandmother, grandfather. It's a big long list, and then you get into all of you've got the male version of something, the female version, and then you've got the gender neutral version of something. So it'll be a long list of things. If we were to replicate that I don't know how useful that would be, which is why I've got the where's it gone? How do you feel? How does this character feel about another? Okay, so that was the first suggestion. We've sort of replaced that with, well, we talked about that a little bit. An idea that Andy Locke has is this, so that he suggests that we have a slider, and the slider would be the opinion that you have of that person. I'm not completely sold on this because I'm not quite sure what a slider represents. Now, his argument for this is that you can't sum up complicated human relationships in a series of options in a drop-down. In the same way of that, though, I'm not sure if you could really put it on a slider either, because a slider, I mean, it goes from 0 to 100. What's 100? Is 100 you love them fully, or is 100 best friends? Where does is best friends before someone that you're in love with? What if you hate? Is hate 0, or is hate further than that? So another idea came up from this, which was by Mike in the Facebook group, which was, why don't you start in the middle at 0, and then you have minus 100, and you have plus 100, and so that, you know, if you hate someone a bit, it could be, say, minus 10. If you hate someone a lot, you know, if you hate someone the maximum that you can hate someone, it would be minus 100. And that's a sort of alright idea. I quite like that. So that's I think it was John that posted this little picture in the group. So you have the friends meter, so that, you know, you've got the red for you really hate someone or you really like someone. I'm not sure if that example really works, because if you're friends, if you're in the red, you're probably not friends, are you? So okay, so that was a possible. The good thing about Locke's idea, though, is that it has a text box, so that you can write about each your character's connection with this other character, and I think that's great. I think it gives people a lot of options in there, although it does mean that whenever there's a text box, people might be a bit confused of what they should actually write in there. Someone might go, oh, am I just supposed to write the word hates? Or are you supposed to write a full novella of when you met that character and everything they've been through? We could do that. I don't know. The reason why I'm doing this video really is because I want some feedback, and I want to know what people would want from a feature like this, because I don't know what would be the best thing to do. So let me show you an extension from that, another idea that I thought of. So this was my original idea with the big long drop down. So I thought, well, we could keep the drop down that has all of the things in there, and just add a text box, simple. Or this is just a mock-up really of what I meant about the minus 100 plus 100. You know, everything would start in the center as 0, so just neutral. You don't really feel anything with a like or hate for that character at all. And you could put a comment in there as well if you wanted to. So yeah, what I'd like is just some feedback. What do you think would be the best thing to do? And just, yeah, let us know.